evening, everyone. Have you ever entered a room full of people and wish you were invisible? Well, I'm very familiar with that feeling. Believe it or not, I went through a big part of my life feeling invisible or wanting to be invisible, which for me was a weakness. Is there anything in your life that you perceive to be a weakness that you try to hide? Imagine if that very thing that you thought was a weakness was your greatest superpower. Tonight, I'm going to share with you how a weakness could be a hidden superpower that might be used to achieve the things that you might have thought impossible. My name is Alejandra Malo, president and founder of Painting Group. Oh yeah, you guessed it. Our signature color is hot pink. And it's not only me wearing the hot pink all the time. I have a group of around five states in Mexico that love to rock the hot pink too. Well, after all, pink is the new black, right? I think when people see me or my team wearing the hot pink all the time, it's hard for them to believe that I will feel invisible. But you know what? It hasn't been always all about the pink. Getting to this point has been a journey of self-discovery. It all started in Mexico. I was the youngest of 5 brothers and 1 sister. I don't think I'm shocking anyone by saying that Mexico is a male-dominated culture. My dad, who's my hero and the person that I admire the most, was raised in a very macho family. And it was in this family where I grew up. Picture this. I'm 10 years old, sitting in the dinner table as we do every night. I sit on the left-hand side of my dad. I'm the baby. I'm for sure his favorite. My sister Anna sits on the right-hand side of my dad, and all my brothers are around us. My mom is on the other end of the table, close to the stove so she can make sure that the tortillas are warm and the food is delivered on time. Tortillas are flying above the table, and my brothers are catching them in the air. I don't have to fight to get any tortilla. Every time I want one, it's just simply handed to me. But deep in my heart, what I truly want is to be just like my brothers, to jump higher than them, to be faster than them, and catch my own tortillas. A couple of my brothers are already working at my dad's electrical company, so conversations in the table are usually about medical school, engineering school, business, or girlfriends. I'm in elementary school, so my conversations about coloring books or recess are not interesting for anyone. Yeah. So that feeling of being overlooked, unheard, or having nothing to contribute made me feel invisible from a very young age. This feeling of invisibility continued for long, and I started to perceive it as a weakness. Have you ever felt like a weakness is hindering you from achieving what you want? If you have, you are not alone. I think we all feel that way at some point in our lives. But the key is to realize that sometimes that weakness is truly helping you develop a strength or a superpower. Let me tell you how I came to that realization. When I was at college, I joined the track and field team. Normally, people that join the team is because they want to show off their athletic abilities. Well, not me. I wanted to be invisible. I had 0 confidence in my running skills. I didn't want to compete, and I just wanted to run and look good. So I love my trainings, and I show up every day. I put the work day after day. I was just, focusing on myself, quietly focusing on myself, just blending into the background. Everything was great until one day my coach tells me, you are competing this weekend in the 800 meters and 1200 meters track and field. My stomach dropped. I didn't want to compete, but he didn't really give me any other option. The last time I competed, I was a child, and it went terrible. I went last place, so I really didn't want to compete. So that day of the race, I wasn't even nervous because I knew I was going to lose. So I asked my mom to come with me to the race, and on the way over there, I'm telling her, Mom, please don't talk to anyone. Please sit in the very back, and please, if don't, whatever it happens, don't tell anyone who your daughter is, because I'm gonna be in the very last race. So here I am here I am in the starting line, just waiting to get this over with. The starting gun goes off, and I start running around that track. When suddenly I'm able to pass one runner. Yes, so I'm not gonna be the very last one. Isn't it sometimes those little victories that gives you the push you need to keep going? So then I find myself catching up to other runners. First, it was one, then another, and another, and another. And I'm kind of feeling that sense of strength rising up in me that I didn't even know I had. Talk about having that andale, andale, arriba, arriba moment, right? I realized that I was not just competing, I was actually winning. Wait, what's just happening? I thought I was invisible. I crossed that finish line, making a third place in the state and qualifying for the nationals. So then I'm looking across the crowd to find my mom, and yes, she was all the way to the back, just as I asked her for. Man, I wish she would have not listened to me. How much I would have loved to see her in the very front row cheering me on. Well, but for the next race, I made sure I told my entire family to come over and see me and sit in the very front row to cheer me on. And that was great, because I actually made it fourth place in the nationals. Yeah. This was a key moment of my life, since I discovered that what I thought was a weakness was actually a superpower. Invisibility to me means to be disciplined and to silently train towards the person that you want to be. We all run our own races. Different speeds, different scenarios, different goals. At the same time, we all have different superpowers. And that's fine. That's what makes us unique. What matters is to use our superpowers to go in the direction of our dreams. In my case, was the entrepreneurial journey. For all of you that follow that same path, you know it's not an easy one. It is a very bumpy road, full of challenges of all sorts. I will call it a race with obstacles, or even better, an uphill race with obstacles. Yeah. So during this time, I found myself almost feeling like throwing in the towel a couple of times. First time was when I was pregnant with my daughter Isabella. I really thought that it was very difficult to become a full-time mom, because having a child to me represented a full-time job, and also being able to continue to running the business. So as I was debating my decision to close, we landed our big first customer, which made me reconsider my decision. As I continue with lots of doubts, I found myself on that second giving up moment that came not very far behind. I was pregnant with my son Alexander. I was terrified. I have no time left but for my daughter. So how am I going to be able to do both? To be able to be a good mom and at the same time to be able to run my business. And in addition to that, I have a full crowd of close relatives and friends telling me that I probably should close and continue just dedicating my life to my family. When I was getting ready to close, I decided to make a last and final call to my mom. And remember my mom? That woman, that invisible woman, full of strength, that left everything in her life to dedicate it to raise her 7 children. What do you think she was going to say? Of course, she was going to tell me to close, right? Well, I was totally wrong. My mom's words were a shock to me. I will always remember how she said, "Keep going. You can do both." Wow. Her words were brief, but coming from her carried an incredible amount of meaning. You see, behind my feeling of invisibility, my mom saw in myself a superpower in disguise that could truly transform my life, the people around me, and transform the life of generations to come. That's the moment that I realized that I was limiting myself. And isn't it the way we all act at some points in our lives? I think we all need that voice of encouragement that gives us the confidence to perform. I don't think my mom realized what she did when she gave me those words. She gave me the best set of drawing gear. She made me realize that I have the legs, the arms, and the training to do everything. As I was letting her words sink in, I realized that this wasn't just about my business. It was about so much more, something bigger than me. We all have superpowers. Have you discovered yours? I hope that you are inspired to discover the superpowers that you have within yourself. Whether it is invisibility or visibility, it really doesn't matter. What matters is that they help you accomplish the most important thing in life, to be happy. Let me leave you with these 3 words with these 3 ways that will just help you to do just that. Catch your own tortilla, rock your own pin, and lastly, call your mom. Thank you.